The Filthy Fellas are back. Let's go. Last month, I made a video claiming that Filthy Fellas have fell off, and I might just be proven wrong. To be fair, the video done really well. It had like 1,000 views. People were clicking on it, commenting, liking it. So I thought, let's do an update and see how they're getting. Before I do that, guys, I'm 5 subscribers of 400. So please hit the subscribe button and like the video if you want more Filthy Fellas reactions. Now, this podcast released last Wednesday was absolutely hilarious. And this lineup right here for the upcoming podcast with Kieran Richardson is gonna be sick. I might upload this when this podcast is released, so I'm looking forward to listening into it, hearing everyone talk, because Kieran Richardson was on his day baller, playing for Sunderland and United. I think he had a spell at Fulham at one point. He was playing that left wing, left mid. He was good footballer. Wednesday night, 5 p.m, they uploaded this podcast. I was like, you know what? When I go to Brighton or come back from Brighton, I'll listen to it. I was ready. Like, I had some raspberries, vitamin drink, some cookies. Bruh, I was so down in the dumps on Sunday. And I was there like hungover on 2 hours sleep, feeling terrible because I didn't have a great night, you know what I'm saying? But I thought, let me put on this podcast. I need to think about something else. And throughout the hour I was watching, I was laughing. Lippy! He is absolutely hilarious. For context, they had the panel of Steve the Madman, Lippy, Loons, Geordie, KG, and Caleb on, right? And then they had Savage Dan come on in a cameo. Geordie was leading the line, you know, with the presenting duties, the changing of topics. I thought he'd done an excellent job. I can't lie to you. I think he suits him. Steve the Madman, with like some of the random things he says was still hitting the same. It was funny, but they set the tone very well. The KG had a birthday party that only Caleb turned up to, and they were roasting each other for it. That was funny. This link-up play with him and Loons were goated, were too funny. But they were actually having a serious conversation about football. They were talking about football, whether teams have exceeded or failed their expectations. It's these pictures here. Like, the glasses that they were wearing, I couldn't stop laughing. Now, what was funny was KG was running up Arsenal agendas like he was a Twitter man. And everyone on the panel was calling him out for it. And I found it so fantastic to watch. The reason why is because I'm an Arsenal fan. And I always see Arsenal get called out from time to time. But it was refreshing to hear the panel in agreement, defending Arsenal, calling him out. But he was bringing the best of enemies vibe to a podcast with 5 other people. It doesn't match the same. It's fine when you got expressions there and you're taking the piss out of Arsenal over a game of football. That's funny. You got Robbie to respond to. But when everybody else is trying to talk about other topics, like they were actually trying to intervene and talk about City and then Liverpool, yeah, it wasn't working, but it was funny. And I found it funny that KG's is a United fan that just sacked Ten Hag. They're in a worse situation than us, and he's trying to run his mouth. You know, Savage Dan with a Tom Cruise quote was goated as well, talking about Arsenal. Lippy with his random stories. Loons roasting everyone. It was good quality podcasting. But there was a segment where they were roasting each other's hairlines again, and that was funny. You know, it wasn't overshadowed by one person trying to be the main character. You know, it wasn't overshadowed by just cringiness or people thinking they know everything. It was more like a debate, banter, jokes, random segments, but then going back into the topic. It was refreshing. And I hope this podcast, with the lineups it has, it stays the same. I need to see them bring back Miles, Specs. You see with the Easter egg there of the cup, that's a no-rule show cup from Specs Gonzalez. Maybe we'll see him back very soon. Someone said that they thought Specs was back, but it was Lippy with those goggles. It'll be good to see Margs back again. You know, we haven't seen him on the podcast for a while. He's in the thumbnail of the next one. And I am looking forward to watching the one with Kieran Richardson. But I hope that they ask him the relevant questions, but don't constantly butt in like they did with Sean Wright Phillips. I feel like if I was the person they were to see and interview, I wouldn't want to be interrupted in my own conversation, going on to random tangents. Like, some of the comments like I read were absolutely hilarious. The table selection with Lippy and Loons and the United duo together was balanced. It was. But overall, I found the podcast to be hilarious. It was also good to see the comments not bring up Tigo, not bring up, other people that were saying random stuff, trying to make it about them. It was actually refreshing to read the comments, laughing with the comments, in agreement with the comments. KG's story about having his wife tattooed and Luz just looking at him was hilarious. That awkward silence was jokes. That was funny. But yeah, Filthy might just be back. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm looking forward to the latest one with Kieran Richardson. Subscribe if you're new. Comment below what you think. In a bit, people. In a bit. I'm out.